we need to make movement a priority. If we want our children to get outside and play and be creative and use their imaginations, and we kick them outside and off of tech, then we need to do it too. For some strange reason, we let our children get outside and be in nature and be playful, but we forget to do it for ourselves. We just grow up, and then there's so much to do. The to-do list never ends, and it seems like it's full of all of this seriousness and this serious stuff. The laundry can wait, and the dishes can wait, or maybe we could sneak in a few minutes here and there to really get outside and soak in the fresh air.
Oh, Mom, Mommy.
And if I'm being honest, some days it's a struggle to get outside with my little one. And he's groaning and complaining every single step, the whole entire way. And other days he comes happily with a smile. But every single time we go out together, we both come back breathing easier. And sometimes it's just a quick 15-20 minute walk, getting outside and moving my body, and all of the anxiousness and unsettled feelings just melt away. The weight of the world lifts off my shoulders and I can breathe again. So I notice whenever I start feeling myself just not feeling settled, it's a reminder to get outside and move my body. And not once ever have I ever come home and regretted it. Every single time I can breathe a little easier. I feel so much lighter. The weight that I've been carrying around just disappears. And I feel recentered and grounded and like myself again. One of my favorite things about Grande Prairie is you can go on the same trail at a different time of day or a different season, and it is completely transformed. You can get out and it can feel moody or have the sunshine streaming through onto your face. It can be wild out there. So every single season and each part of the day is new. And there's a different message that we can be delivered if we surrender the day, the week, the month. Some of my most divine downloads and messages that have come through when I get outdoors, when I make time for myself to be with myself. The seasons have so much wisdom to offer. They offer universal truths and messages and individual ones. We just really have to listen and get quiet, because sometimes the messages are loud and clear and booming, and sometimes they're like tiny whispers on the wind. There's different smells and sounds and life and changes through each season that awaken the senses in such a different way, allowing for change. We can get back to feeling peaceful and tranquil with an untroubled heart. And this is why I give myself permission to spend my time outside and leave everything else. The other things can wait, because it is in outside that I really return to who I am. And it's an accumulation of the simple moments that are the most profound moments. So I find myself being drawn to constantly be getting outside, to soak in and just revel in all of the wonder that nature has to offer. In a conversation that I had with this local woman, she talked about grabbing a babysitter from movement so that she could go do a run or a walk. And it was kind of an epiphany for me that babysitters aren't just meant for dinner dates or movies. They're meant to open up time and space for us to do the things that make us feel alive. And sometimes, as I said, I take my little one and he comes happily. And other times I drag him out the door. And there are times where I just want to get in a groove. I want time and space by myself. Oftentimes we drop the things that allow us to feel human, like getting outside and moving our bodies. Sometimes we just keep putting it off, waiting for the perfect conditions. And here's the thing, the perfect conditions already exist.
Grande Prairie is the north. It's outdoors. There's trails everywhere. You don't have to go far to be off the beaten path. You don't have to drive anywhere. You can leave your house and you can walk a block, and you have ducks, you have geese, you have coyotes right there. The wildlife is there. It's part of Grande Prairie. It's also a sense of freedom and being alive. We're in a house, you're all boxed in the world of work. You're always in a box, you're in a bubble. When you're outside, there's no bubble. So, what does it do? It's freedom. I can breathe 100% when I'm outside and outdoors. Some of my more favorite places are Evergreen. Lost Lake Loop is one of the more common ones I'll go to. You also, down by the river, is also another place I like to go and just wander. Even just to the end of the street, into the green space, just through the back fields, is also another one of my favorite places that I usually do daily when I'm home. One of the best times is early morning, going for a walk. That's when the birds are awake, the sun is just coming up, and then as the sun rises, it's like coming alive. Makes you just kind of wake up. It's like a fresh cup of coffee in the morning.
So when the sun is rising, it looks like there's cotton candy in the sky, and you just feel so wonderful outside.
Evening time is another beautiful time before the sun sets, because in the dark, it gets a little scary. But yes, as the sun goes down and everything just kind of calms and comes to a calm, that is also an excellent time that I like to be out and about.
And also, nature has to offer coolness and adventure. It makes you adventure more, and it makes you walk more and see the great things of life.
I am the Forrest Gump of walking. I love feeling the warm sun on my skin, the cold, crisp air in my cheeks, the wild wind whipping through my hair, the freshness of the rain. It doesn't matter what season that we're in, you can always find me outdoors walking. Oftentimes, some of my most high caliber adventures are the spontaneous ones that aren't penciled in the calendar, where I just need to breathe a little easier, so I get out and go. And I love having some friends that work in this way too, that are spontaneous, that we can text or call and meet up in an hour in the middle of town at a trail, on my front doorstep, or on the outskirts of town, to get into the woods and get moving. Because you've got to make it easy, otherwise you're never gonna go. It doesn't always have to be this scheduled in time. Usually when we think back about life and all of the little adventures that we went on, it is the spontaneous ones that really stand out and are the memorable ones. I'm so lucky. My husband loves the outdoors as much as I do. When we go into the forest or off the beaten path, he's my Sherpa. I feel so lucky for his sense of direction and natural guiding abilities, because if it was just me out there, most likely I'd be spending the night in the wild, waiting for my search party to rescue me. So thank goodness that my hubby is walking alongside me and guiding me and behind me when I need that extra little push, because that's one of my favorite things to do together, is just to be together. And we don't even have to talk, because the outdoors holds and fills the space. Sometimes we'll go out for a long time without even exchanging a word. And it feels so nice to be able to be with someone without needing that exchange. And sometimes we'll sort out the world's problems. Other times we'll talk about all of our dreams. So every single time, it's just a new adventure when we get outside and spend time together. I need to move my body to get rid of the stagnant, stuck, energy that lives within my body to release it and set it down. Whenever I'm feeling a little bit fuzzy or sticky or mucky or just not like myself, I know that a walk is overdue.
Oh, he told you about me. I'm like, my friend's stuff is in here. Where is it? Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, that's good. Moving my body outdoors makes me feel energized, relaxed, and less stressed, and also strong. Like I love going for a hike or a run or a walk without any equipment and just using my own physical strength. I think we've saved a lot of money on therapy just from our walking sessions. Whether it was a bad day, a bad week, or just a decision we have to make, usually just getting outside and going for a walk and discussing it, getting a different point of view. I've always appreciated being able to do that because I feel like I can breathe again. There's a lot of weight on our shoulder that is then lifted.
Yeah, I think that we both have saved millions in therapy. We're kind of even. Yeah. We always have a running tab. Therapy sessions. Goes both ways. And yeah, I think I've solved all the life's problems out here outside. Just getting on a walk, hanging with my bestie. Being out here is the best thing ever. Win, win, win. I get to solve all the world's problems, get to hang with my bestie, and I get to move my body outside. Is there anything better? I don't know.
Yeah. Cheers to saving millions on therapy.
Yeah, free therapy. Get a friend and get outside.
Nature has taught me to let life happen organically as it should. Like a tree, it grows in any which way, shape, or form and is beautiful nonetheless. And I think nature can always teach us that. And also to listen to the seasons. In winter, things go dormant, they hibernate and slow down. And us as human beings need to do that as well. Like I think we need to let our minds reset and relax during the times that it needs to. So that's probably the biggest lesson that it's taught me. My favorite outdoor place around Grande Prairie is actually in Grande Prairie, and it's Muskogee Park. It's definitely one of my favorites. I love everything from Bear Creek right up to the college. There's so many areas where you can go for a nice hike, get views of different scenery, you can go for a run, walk, and run stairs. That's my personal favorite. And yeah, I love that even though it's in the city, you feel like you're outside of it, and it's basically right in our backyards.
The endless to-do list will always be there, but these moments that we can take for ourselves or that we can spend with our children or our partner or our friends, these moments are fleeting. So we really have to be intentional to make them happen, to get outside and to enjoy